I'd like to introduce Jeff Slattery, one of our favorite sons, former Rotarian. I won't get anything to say about your past. I just know that you are a model student, and I remember at the time the superintendent said, "I wish I had 100 more just like him."
Yeah.
You know, so Jeff Slattery.
Oh, Bruce. Well, as usual, I appreciate being here at Rotary. I have, of course, as you know, transitioned from the Hicksville Schools as the high school principal to the Fort County Career Center superintendent. I'm still a Rotarian. I do participate with the Archibald Rotary. And keep in mind, Archibald is bigger than us here, but it's the same conversations about increasing enrollment, opportunities, things like that. So it seems to be a pretty common theme across all Rotary clubs. I've also participated in the Rotary Napoleon. I've presented at Rotary in Wasion, and again, it seems to be a very common theme. So just keep up the hard work, keep going out there and advocating for Rotary of Hicksville, and I'm sure good things will come. So the main reason we're here, I've had the privilege of being the Fort County Career Center superintendent for just over 2 years now, and everyone knows that my life as an educator has progressed to from teacher and coach to principal to superintendent, and each time I advance and move up or move into a new position, I always think about well, what is the purpose of that position, and how does that benefit the district and the community. And honestly, I will say this. I feel that my new position, it makes me the biggest advocate for education. Working with community members, working with community organizations like Rotary, working with business and industry, the impact that we have down in Columbus with the lobbyists and the different representatives that represent our area, along with our state representatives and so on and so forth. So it's exciting to be a superintendent, but at the same time, you're getting pulled in a lot of different directions, and you may not know this, but opinions vary sometimes. So it's not about it's not a popularity contest like high school is, I guess is the best way to put it. But again, I'm excited where I'm at, and I brought us 9 Fort County Career Center students who are all seniors from Hicksville High School. So all of these kids here are from Hicksville. I think that's what's important is bringing these kids back here to talk to you. I'm not going to steal any of their thunder, but they've all been presented kind of a guide of a few talking points here. And of course, my primary goal of bringing them back here, number one, is so that they make the connection with the community. Number two, to share kind of their programming and what they're doing out at Fort County Career Center. And then number three, and I'd say this when I used to bring in the top 10%, or we'd bring in some of the athletic teams here from Hicksville. I know Bruce jokes about it. We all joke about it. We think about when we were all high school kids or even just young adults. We don't think about the impact we're going to have in our community someday. We don't think about our leadership. We don't think about the opportunities we're going to have to be servant leaders. And if you were to talk to Bruce as a teenager or a young man, or me, 15, 20, 30 years ago, you don't see yourself presenting in Rotary. You don't see yourself volunteering to go to the pavilion to do X, Y, Z. You don't see yourself, working with a committee to select scholarship opportunities for kids who are going to go to college. There's so many great things that we get to do as we evolve and get older, and we start to again invest in our community and into the programs and into our school district. So with that being said, I look forward to hearing what all these students have to say. Actually, I think I was lucky enough to be their principal when they were freshmen and part of their sophomore years. I was not their junior high principal at that time, but I'm excited to welcome them. So typically when we do this, somebody's like, "Oh my gosh, who has to go first?" You're not going to go first, okay? You volunteered to sit up here by me. But what I'd like to do is we will go from, let's go from small shoe size to largest. How about that?
All right, guys, line up and take your shoes off.
Terry, shoe size
first.
You got 3 9s? I'll go first.
All right, Cece, you're up. It's a close one to us.
I want to break.
My 12-year-old daughter has a
there's already one up here. Okay, my name is Sienna Keeley, and obviously I'm from Hicksville, and I go to Fort County for visual art and design. My parents' names are Amber Keeley and Mark Keeley. They both also went to Fort County. I have no siblings. I'm in a bunch of clubs, like leadership clubs at Fort County, and I'm also in softball. After after high school, I plan to go to Northwest State Community College to get my associate's degree in art. And after that, my main goal is to be a children's book illustrator. So. That's, okay.
Ms. Wonderly? And when we're done, I'll have you guys come up here, and if they have any questions they can ask as a group, that'd be great. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Abby Wonderly, and my parents are Kyle and Kelly Wonderly, and then my grandparents are Wendy and Denny Hammond. Do you know them? They're kind of popular. And then I go to Fort County Career Center for the Veterinary Assisting Program. At Fort County, I'm in FFA, NTHS, and the Drug-Free Club. And then some other things I do at Hicksville are archery, color guard, and dance. In my free time, I like to volunteer at the Fort Wayne Children's Zoo. I've volunteered there for about 6 summers now. So after high school, I plan on going to Ohio University for college, and I'm planning on majoring in wildlife biology and conservation. My main career goal is to be a wildlife biologist. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Thank you for letting me come and speak to you guys. My name is Mackenzie Enderly. My mom is Holly Johnson, and my dad is Matthew Enderly. My brothers are Carson and Nolan. They're both in middle school. And I've played softball and cheerleading while going to Fort County. I work at Red Angel Pizza. At Fort County, I'm in the Drug-Free Club of America. I'm in National Honor Society. I'm in Skills USA through my lab. My lab is carpentry. So my junior year, we got certified in all the tools, and then we did a bunch of different projects like decks and sheds. And we built ticket booths for the Fulton County Fair and picnic tables for a campground. And this year we're building a house. So basically the 5th day of school we went out there, the foundation was already poured, and since then we've built from the house up. We're working on drywall right now. When I graduate, I plan to go into the union out of Fort Wayne. So I will take my classes in Warsaw. And then after 4 years, I'll be apprenticeshipping and hopefully work at Wyant Construction out of Fort Wayne. Yeah.
My name is Jackson. My parents are Stacy and David Wagner, and my grandparents are Lori and Jim Braniger. I have 2 siblings, Allie Wagner and Noah Wagner. They're both enrolled in Hicksville right now. My sister plans on going to Fort County for vet tech, and I'm in Fort County for networking and cybersecurity. Some sports I did was track. I did that for 3 years, and this year I'm not doing it. I was in Boy Scouts. I eagled out last year in September. I'm currently in venture crew for 6216 here in Hicksville, and I'm a Brotherhood member in the Order of the Arrow. I don't really have any high school plans after high school. I just kind of go with what happens. So that's about it. I'm Keyston Bertolette. My mom and dad are Amy and Mike Bertolette. I have a brother, he's 20. Just graduated Fort County last year in Hicksville. My sports, I did football and wrestling. I didn't do it junior year, but thought senior year might as well go all out. And then football, I tore my meniscus, so I was able to come back to I'll be waiting.
Wait, right?
I'm Braden Nix. My parents' name are Brittany and Austin Freed. I got 3 siblings, 14, 13, and 7. Cannon is the oldest, is 14, Caden is 13, and then Caselin, who is 7. All go to Hicksville. Sports, I wrestle, play football, and then play baseball. For wrestling, we did go down to the Christmas cruise through, and we set up a bunch of the lights and stuff down there for community service. Fort County, my program is law enforcement. After high school, I plan on going to be a welder with my stepdad for a couple years, and then I'm going to go into the police academy at 21. For my career goals, I plan on either working my way up to K-9 unit or being a gang unit, probably in a bigger city, maybe Columbus. I was thinking Columbus. That's about it.
Hi, my name is Owen Joyner. My parents' names are Crystal Joyner Burke and Stephen Joyner. I have a twin brother and I have a 19-year-old sister. Sports I'm involved in is wrestling and football. Been involved in those for my whole high school career. Extracurriculars. I'm very involved with my school. I'm in HOSA, so that's Future Health Professions of America. And last year I was a vice president, and this year I was able to become the president of HOSA at my club out at Fort County. So that's a pretty big step up for me. I'm in charge of a lot out there. Community service for the past 4 years. Coach Moore, that's our wrestling coach, he likes to put on community service and get everything done out in the community. We painted fire hydrants, raked leaves, shoveled drives, and we do the lights down at the fairgrounds. At Fort County, I'm involved with exercise science and sports medicine. So basically that's allied healthcare, anything that's not being a nurse or a doctor. Post-high school plans, I plan on attending Akron University for 4 years and getting my nursing degree and getting my RN. Hopefully going into orthopedics and becoming an orthopedic, and then in the long term, maybe becoming a chiropractor. And that's all. Thank you.
Last but not least.
Oh, not quite.
Oh, no, that's sorry. Yeah.
Ahead of yourself there.
Yeah, leave someone good for the end.
I'm Jacob Beverly. I'm sure most of you know my parents and grandparents, Ron and Tricia Beverly, my parents, and my grandparents. Ron Beverly, he's on the city council, and my grandpa Yoder ran Yoder's Body Shop for years. I'm in the welding program out of Fort County. I'd say it taught me a lot. Wound up on job placement this year working at Mill Creek Inc. outside of town, just kind of rebuilding cylinders and rebuilding pumps, just learning as much as I can. So after high school, I'm going to get into the we had a blank right there. Boilermakers Apprenticeship Program of America is what it is. It's based out of Hartsville, Tennessee. So I'll be down there in July. So try and get on the job as soon as I can after that. So thanks.
Hi, I'm Teslin Reed. My parents are Jesse and Kaylee Reed, and my grandparents are Todd and Kay Shock. I attend cosmetology at Fort County. I just took my state boards last Thursday, and I am a licensed cosmetologist now. I am in Skills USA and Drug Free Club at Fort County. After high school, I plan on attending the adult education at Fort County to get my STNA to continue to work at Fountain Park Assisted Living and Memory Care. I do have a job at Salon 127 as a nail tech. That's it. Thank you.
All right, any questions from the crowd for the students or myself? Yes,
I have
sir.
a question. I heard a couple of guys say that you're in one program over there, but welding is something interesting also. Can they do welding or do a second skill like while they're there? I don't know how the classes are set up, but.
So honestly, with the Ohio Department of Education and of course the Ohio Department of Higher Education, they're actually starting to do some collaborations there. And for example, we actually have students that are in law enforcement, fire rescue, and health sciences that are doing their program at the school during the school hours. But then after hours, they can take a course through our adult ed program. And there's the Talent Ready Grant, a Workforce Ready Grant. I'm not sure which one it is, but it actually pays for that. In fact, you know, I have a daughter who's a junior in high school here at Hicksville Taylor, and again, she attends Hicksville. She does College Credit Plus classes. She's actually going through, I believe, that Talent Ready Grant. She's going to get her CNA license at 4 County this summer. She's going to go there and take the courses, and of course, receive that. So, to answer your question, there is opportunity out there. It's all fairly fresh and new. But you think like Mr. Beverly here, he's in welding, and that was his first choice. And originally, he didn't get that because that's one of our most popular programs. I think in the future, if something like that happens where a kid does not get in, but they end up in 4 County, they could stay after school, after let's say ag diesel or whatever, and they could potentially stay at our adult ed twice a week and get that welding certification. So they're just looking for opportunities to get kids what they need.
Just a quick synopsis. How does that work? They go to school at Hicksville part-time and they go to 4 County part-time, or how it works?
So rural Northwest Ohio, 4 County Career Center is actually what's called a JVSD. It's a Joint Vocational School District. We have 22 rural schools that send their kids all day to 4 County.
All day.
So all these students here, their sophomore year chose to go to 4 County Career Center as juniors and seniors. So when they arrive at Hicksville in the morning or drive themselves to 4 County, they take a bus from Hicksville in the morning to 4 County, or they drive themselves. They do all their core academics at 4 County, and then they do their program at 4 County. So they're 100% full-time at 4 County junior and senior year. Now, what you brought up though, there are compacts and comprehensives across the state, typically in larger metropolitan areas, higher population density areas. They would do their core classes at their high school, like say Whitmer. Whitmer, they would do their core classes, and then in the afternoon they would leave Whitmer and go over to, let's say, to Rossford or whatever it's called. Is it Rossford? And they may do their career tech.
So when they're participating in sports, they would come back to their respective high schools
Correct.
for that?
We have 22 different school districts sending their kids to us. We have about 1,000 juniors and seniors in our programs. So then those 1,000 kids have every opportunity to go back to their school districts, participate in anything curricular, co-curricular, or extracurricular.
How are your welding extension coming?
Okay, so great question. So those of you that remember, we did get almost a $15 million grant to expand some programming. Keep in mind that welding and electrical are 2 of our most popular programs. In the last 7 years, we've turned away almost 50 kids per year from each one of those programs. So the grant we received, along with in-kind funds from our general fund, we broke ground actually for phase 1, which was we're going to lose our Northwest Super parking lot. So we had to build a new temporary lot that will end up being permanent. And the kids actually just used that parking lot for the first time on Monday. And so then Monday afternoon this week, they actually truly broke ground for the expansion. That expansion should be completed by the end of next spring. It has to be move-in ready for the 26-27 school year. And again, we're building 2 brand new electrical labs, 2 brand new welding labs, and we'll be able to more than double our enrollment in both those programs.
I have a house question either for you or her. Where are you building it? And then does someone buy the home? Is it given to someone, or what's the process of that?
So right now it's on 2 in Stryker between 24 and 25. And this year, Steve and Kay Shore, I don't know if you guys know them, they're from Archville, they bought it. And so they've been along with us the whole process. They'll come out every week and we'll show them how their house is coming. But you can buy it before, and then what we don't get finished, another contractor will come in and then they will finish out.
Yeah, keep in mind on that piece, we get applicants every year, so we've already collected applications for next year's house. They have to be within 15 miles of the school district because you don't lose all that time logistically driving back and forth. Typically, the person that's building the home already owns the land and the property. I think Ms. Enderly spoke earlier about, we show up and usually the foundation is poured. So, the carpenter class comes in there and they build up the walls and everything. And you want to talk about a deal, okay? I mean, it's like we charge mileage fee. You have to pay for all the gas. We charge a fee for all consumables, you know, because all the nail guns we use, all that kind of stuff, and replacement of batteries, because a lot of things are, you know, electric now. And then there's also a small fee on top of that, but it's very, very minimal. So when she says, hey, once we're done, they have to contract it out. A lot of times it's like 90, 95% done, sometimes 100% done. But if a project is not finished by the end of the school year, it's still a deal for them.
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
they're really making out on it, so.
How many hours a day do you spend on that project?
So I'm in the morning lab, so normally we head out there at 9 and then we head back at like 11:15. So about
A
2
good
hours.
couple hours.
But there's 2 labs, so actually,
Right.
morning
4
lab's
hours.
out there for 2 hours and 15 minutes, afternoon lab's out there for 2 hours and 15 minutes. So, you know, you're pushing 4.5, 5 hours a day. It gets worked on every day. But you have to remember too, that crew is, there's 20 kids out there. So a lot can be done, so. Yes, sir.
You have a general that's there guiding them, or a teacher that's there guiding them as far as
Yes.
all the projects?
Yep, so Mr. Miller, he's our senior instructor, and then of course our HVAC kids go out there, and we have a senior instructor for that, and we get to that phase. And then we also have Mr. Williams, who's our electrical instructor, and he takes his kids out. So there's multiple adults on site on top of we don't have principals at Fort County, we have supervisors, so which is the same thing, but then our supervisor goes out, I occasionally stop out. I mean, so there's plenty of supervision out there.
Now, as I think about this, you probably run into periods of times, where as carpenters, is what you are, that they say they framed it in, so now you got your electricians, plumbers coming in, so there's probably times that you don't have work to do in that house in there.
Well, this year we've kept ourselves pretty busy, so if they're working on electrical work, we'll just go work on another part of the house on things that needs done.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of coordination of efforts,
Oh,
and on
yeah.
top of that, keep in mind, Mr. Beverly said he's on job placement. We may show up senior year with 22 kids in I'm gonna call it the carpentry program, okay? But 2 or 3 of those kids at the beginning of the year may go on job sites. Now you have 19 kids or 18 kids, and then as the year progresses, the goal is to get them into employment opportunities.
That would be my next question. So do you have post-graduation job placement folks at Fort County, or how do they all kind of try to find these different unions or jobs, or who kind of helps with that at Fort County?
Mrs. Badenhop, right? So Carly Badenhop, she's our job placement coordinator. She works with a lot of businesses and industries that contact us and say, hey, I'm looking for someone to do X, Y, Z. And again, keep in mind, these are students, okay? And we have the kids, I always say there's that 10% of them, they're ready to work. I mean, they're gonna show up on time, they're gonna work hard, they're gonna do all that stuff. Then you have another group of kids, maturity, you know, they need to get it. And that's why, again, a lot of the placement occurs, especially in that first semester, as kids are ready. And then there's some kids, they're just, I hate to say it this way, they have not met the employability requirements.
Sure.
And I will say, like welding last year, I think we had 3 kids that never went on job placement. But I know for a fact, one of those 3 kids didn't want to go on job placement. He wanted to come to school every day, and he wanted to work with the instructor, and that's okay too.
Yeah. Very cool.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Jeff, and thanks to all the students. I hope you had an enjoyable time, and we're proud of you. The whole community is proud of you, and look forward to your successes. And if there are things that we can ever do to help you along, don't be afraid to ask some Rotarian for some help with things. At this point, if there are no other questions, we'll stand up. We'll be dismissed by the pledge, and then maybe get a picture